Welcome to yet another session of STAAD.Pro Connect Edition V22 tutorial. Now, before we create a new model, we need to configure some basic settings, which are very essential. We are currently at this window. Click the configure button. This will pop a window named application configuration, which has 5 subheads: general, options, file format, design codes, and Bentley Cloud Service. Under general, user interface, you can set the language in which you want to operate STAAD.Pro. This is set to English by default. Base unit is very important. You have two options. Either you go with English, that is foot-pound system, or you choose metric, that is kilonewton meter. As I am in India, I will go with the metric system. Next comes global access setting. By default, Y up is chosen. We will leave it at that, as this is the most commonly followed access orientation. Under personalize application, you get to choose diagram background color between black and white. I am leaving it at white. Under him, you get multiple options. I will choose colorful for now. Coming to options, under additional options, 3 out of the 4 boxes are checked by default. Always save auxiliary data. Always delete results data if out of sync, or if model accesses from network drive. Remove Bentley logo from report is optional. You can check it or leave the box unchecked. Under startup options, 1 out of 3 boxes is ticked. Show licensing information. Other 2 boxes show connect advisor and show news feed for new posts are kept unchecked. Let's leave them as they are. Coming down to file format. Under input format section, single line format comments. Options shown. Joint member plate solid. These checkboxes control how STAAD writes comments in the input file, meaning when enabled, STAAD writes multiple entities in a single line comment instead of breaking them into multiple lines. This makes the input file shorter but less readable. Recommended practice for training and industry purpose. Leave these unchecked for better readability and debugging, especially for beginners. Then comes the checkbox of Write Expanded List. If enabled, STAAD explicitly list all node or member numbers. If disabled, STAAD uses ranges. Example 1 to 50. Best recommended practice: keep this unchecked to maintain compact and professional looking input files. Next, we come to joint coordinates significant figures. By default, it is set to 6, meaning what? This controls the decimal precision of joint coordinates stored in the model. Higher values means more precision, means larger file size. 6 significant figures is industry standard, sufficient for almost all buildings and infrastructure models. Do not reduce this unless you know exactly why. Then comes the output format section. Checkbox says add key file information. If enabled, STAAD adds extra descriptive information to output files. This is optional and rarely required. Most engineers leave this unchecked. Error format section. This section controls how STAAD logs errors and warnings. The create error file checkbox is checked by default. This generates a separate error file during analysis, which is essential for debugging modeling mistakes. Recommendation would be to always keep this on. This is standard Bentley recommended practice. Next, log maximum errors per single input. Default is set to 10. Limits how many errors STAAD reports for one command line. Purpose is to prevent excessive repetitive error message. Log maximum error is set to 100 by default. Sets the total error limit for the run. Once that limit is reached, STAAD stops logging further errors. Overall recommendation: default values are safe and recommended. Next, down the line, we encounter design codes. By default, the codes are set to the region. We got plenty of options while which code we should go with. We have codes from all over the world, from literally every continent. You have to choose the appropriate one based on the project you are working on. Since I am based in India, I leave the steel code at IS 800 2007 LSD. Similarly, under concrete, we got plenty of options, but I shall leave it at IS 456. For aluminium, they have only the US code. For timber, again, the US code is chosen by default. Next, we learn how to create a new model. We have configured the basic configuration settings so far. Now it is time to dive deep into the subject. Before I go into creating a new model, I will show you this. Under the sample model section, you get models of various structures based on geographical locations and on structure type. You might want to explore them as well to increase your knowledge depth. Under verification models, you get example models on various types of structure and like trusses, frames, plate, shells, solids, different types of loading, different types of analysis like nonlinear, dynamic, and design using different types of construction materials like steel, concrete, timber, etc. Having said that, we now move into the core part. I will demonstrate line by line to give you a transparent picture of this interface. Here again, you get to choose your units between English and metric. Type of structure shall be between one out of three types: analytical, physical, and building. Under file name, you can put a name of your choice. Location defines where your file is going to be stored. You have to be very cautious while choosing this location because STAAD generates a lot of auxiliary files and that could confuse you to a great extent. So my recommendation would be to store files pertaining to a particular model in one dedicated folder. Now comes the job information sheet. Here you get to put job name, number, client's name, etc. All these informations will be part of your final report. Now finally we come to the create button. Clicking that will land us to this main interface. This is how far we cover under this lecture. Thank you.